Good morning, we're high school.
I'm Addie McCullough.
And I'm Angela Paul.
Here are your announcements for Wednesday, October 19th, brought to you by We Are Student Media.
This forecast calls for light rain, early with possible snow, a high of 44 and a low of 33.
For lunch, we are having cheese quesadilla, spicy pinto beans, creamy coleslaw, and mixed fruit.
We're continuing to celebrate a Disability History Week. Today we have a few students who share their experiences with disabilities.
Hi, I'm Logan Wagner. I have autism, and basically it means because of that I move a lot, particularly when I'm nervous. I tend to lose focus a lot as well. I also tend to repeat things over and over again. When I get irritated, it really shows, and wish people knew that autism isn't that bad, People get bullied a lot.
My name is Megan, and I have anxiety, and I stress out all the time, and it's not fun and easy on me. And I wish sometimes I never had it, but it's really harder and confusing me. I wish other people knew that you're not alone for it at all, and all that.
Maddie Morelio, dyslexia, with numbers more than letters. It's not the hardest thing, but it's definitely not the easiest because I did struggle with it a lot when I was younger.
Tyler Juarez. I have autism, specifically Asperger's. Comes with a lot of anxiety-related things, and it doesn't let me focus sometimes. A lot of stuff like that. I like this week a lot, specifically because it is very good to learn about this kind of stuff, because it helps to know about this, especially for people like me.
My name is Colin, and my disability is I have ADHD, and I'm deaf, and I wish people would understand the other people to have other things different about other people, and other people should care about other people.
All right. I'm Mr. Owens, Dan Owens, whatever. I live with ADHD and autism. Growing up, I always had trouble, keeping focus on things I wasn't interested in, or turning my focus away from things that I was interested in. Hyperfocus is just as debilitating as not being able to focus. Other ways that it affects me is socially. I was always the weird kid. That's a little easier being a teacher because I can just info dump on people and be autistic in front of a group of people, and it just makes me a better teacher. That's because of my job, because I'm an engineering teacher and I teach the weird stuff.
I have several disabilities. I have a joint disorder called EDS. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I also have fibromyalgia. So there are certain foods and activities that will really trigger some of my issues, so I have to be really careful as far as what food and drinks I have. Like, for instance, I can't drink caffeine because that will bring on a pain flare for me. Also, there are some things like lifting things that are too heavy will sometimes trigger things, or I have to watch the weather because when we're having cold, rainy days, that'll also trigger pain for me.
My cousin Kara, when I was a high school senior, she was in a car accident and she suffered a traumatic brain injury, a TBI. Completely changed her life. Honestly, they didn't even think she would survive. She had so many physical problems with broken bones, internal bleeding, swelling on the brain, but then she had to completely learn how to talk and walk again. They thought she would be paralyzed, and hearing loss and all of these physical, but then mental as well. She's to the point that she's going to be in an assisted living home, the rest of her life.
What do you wish other people knew about disabilities, or hers specifically?
They can be life-changing, and disabilities kind of like I said, it could be something that you're born with, and it can affect you from the moment that you're born. It could happen to you at any point, and it could be very scary and life-changing. The most important thing, though, is it's not life-ending. You know, disabilities don't define who you are. They're a part of you. They're a part of what your life might be or what it might become, but that doesn't mean that your life is over, or that you're not going to be successful, or that you're not going to be happy. That, you know, disabilities are a factor of life, but not the end-all be-all.
I think it's important that people keep in mind that not all disabilities are visible. There are definitely invisible disabilities. To look at me, you wouldn't think that there was anything wrong with me. And unfortunately, pain really dictates a lot of my life. So I think it's important to keep in mind that not everybody's disabilities are visible.
As an adult, what advice do you have for students living with disabilities?
To be their own self-advocate. So if you're ever at a doctor that isn't listening to you, find another one. Advocate for yourself, and don't be afraid to do that, because it's very important.
What I would tell kids who are growing up thinking they may have a disability is try to get support as soon as you can. It is far easier as a kid, as a student, to get the supports you need. It's much more difficult in your 30s to try and figure this stuff out. The resources are there. We have people throughout the school and around in the community that can get you those resources. It's easier to sign up and get them. Even if you don't think you need it in high school, get into the system, get a little bit of accommodation. It can help greatly in college if you're going that way. It can help later in life. If anything, it gives you language to communicate your needs, even in a personal level. I learned I was autistic and ADHD through my child. When he was getting diagnosed, I realized that it was me as well. And watching him grow up with the language he needs to advocate for himself, I'm super jealous. It took me till my 30s to do that, and learning from him and the language he's using is making my life easier, making it easier to communicate with my friends and my family and my kid and my students. So get help as soon as you can. Don't be ashamed of it. You can succeed with a disability. You can achieve things. And sometimes those, what we think of as a disability, can make us better at what our calling. So try to get help. Don't be ashamed of it. Talk to an adult that you think might relate. I'm here. If you have questions, I'll help.
Thank you for sharing your experiences. Stay tuned throughout this week to learn more.
In other news, good luck to the Academic Games members as they compete in the WPHGL Regional Equations Tournament today. They will be dismissed at 8 a.m.
There are 2 meetings after school today. FBLA will meet in A306, where important information about competition will be distributed. The class of 2025 officers will meet in Ms. Pilavis' room.
Junior class, you will receive 5 raffle tickets tomorrow during lunches. This raffle is a fundraiser by the class of 2024 parent group to help raise money for your prom and senior dinner. Remember, all proceeds go to give you a great senior year.
Meet the Teacher is tomorrow evening from 5 to 7 p.m. Report cards will be distributed to those who attend the event.
Any junior who is interested in attending a college fair at Brooke High School on October 27th should grab a permission slip from the guidance at lunch. They are due Friday.
Don't forget,
GAA is selling cancer ribbons all week during lunches for a $1 donation or more generous donation in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
and any student who would like to compete in the WV Academic Challenge, a quiz bowl buzzer type competition, should contact Ms. Smith Montgomery in A201 by Monday, October 24th.
Finally, we have your sports info.
Boys basketball is holding a flex day today from 5 to 6:30 p.m.
Good luck to the girls soccer team as they host sectional semifinals beginning at 5:30 this evening, as well as the volleyball team as they travel to Oakland to compete in the country tri-meet starting at 5:30.
That's it for today.
Have a wonderful Wednesday, Weir.